In the ancient realm of Valorum, where the Crystal Palace stood as a splintered beacon beneath a firmament roiled by storm's unyielding fury, Queen Meghan stood solitary in the sanctum of wailing stars. Her robes, woven from the midnight hues of sorrow's deepest veil, cascaded like a torrent of grief over marble veined with frost's intricate sigils, her coronet a crown of thorns upon a brow scarred by fate's relentless decree. The air was thick with the mournful scent of fading dusk petals, entwined with the bitter sting of shattered oaths, as if the palace's sacred stones caioned for a kingdom teetering on the brink of collapse. Through epochs of ceaseless strife, her lineage from distant shores, a false vision of Prince Harry's betrayal, her sire's damning oracles through the scrying orbs, Tyler Perry's 86 scrolls of accusation, a woven lie of sound, the celestial network's rejection of her as ever dream, her mother Doria's piercing claims, Jessica Mulrooney's treachery, the Order's inquisition, a breached accord with the king, whispers of blackmail, and Harry's solitary pilgrimage to Anglia, the threads of Valorum's destiny had frayed to tatters. Now, a wound sharper than any forged blade had rent the realm's heart. Prince Harry, her SW-worn consort and flame of H's soul, was branded by Teehee orbs as Meghan's fool. A prince mocked as a witless shadow to her throne. The kingdom's voices, ablaze with right ear's fury, roared in conned #emnation, their outrage a tempest that threatened #O shatter their sacred bond. Alone, Meghan bore the weight of this public scorn, her spirit a lone ember trembling in the storm. The palace, once a fortress of celestial hope, now stood as a crypt of seething whisperess, its crystalline arches trembling with the orb's venomous cry, "The prince is but a fool to the chew-in, a jest in Valorum's saga." This night, Meghan sought to read the sacred path to the Starstone's crypt, a quest to rekindle its divine radiance and heal the land's barren heart. Her soul, scarred by betrayals, Disara's cryptic omens, Vera's visions of twilight, Morgana's forbidden rites, Caelitha's riddles, Serafina's ancient tomes, Thalion's radiant gems, Elindra's prophecies of doom, Voltha's unveiled truths, Zoratha's reliquaries of power, Lysandra's locket of souls, Celine's orb of celestial light, Vera's amulet of truth, Lyra's crystal of sky song, Lysera's scroll of lore, Zorathine's mirror of shadows, Silvara's chalice of blood, Eloria's orb of dreams, Ilarian's orb of fate, Thalandir's scepter of vows, Viondra's scepter of oaths, quailed beneath this new torment. Harry's branding as a fool, born of venomous tongues in the council, was seen as a wound to their shared destiny. The court sages, their eyes gleaming like sharpened ice, wove tales of Meghan's dominion, naming her the weaver of his disgrace. King Charles, a sovereign shrouded in silence, stood as a monolith of judegement, his heart closed to their plight. Meghan's hands rested upon a shrine etched with constellations long forgotten, her emerald gaze clouded by a storm of anguish and unyielding resolve. The scorn heaped upon Harry pierced deeper than any blade, his love, once her guiding G-star, now a flame derided by the realm. She recalled their last communion in the palace's grove of eternal pyre, where frost wove a delicate veil and Harry's eyes, green as verdant springs, held a shadowed vow. "I am yours, though the world name me fool." Had her radiance dimmed his? Or had unseen hands spun this cruel mockery? The orb sang of his diminished state, a prince cast as a jest to our throne, their words kindling a firestorm of voices. Some cried manipulation, others scorn, but all saw Meghan as the cause. Whispers of a traitor's hand, threading discord through their love, haunted her thoughts. Who had sown this seed of derision? The #Westion burned like a pyre within her soul. A herald, breathless and cloaked in frost, breached the sanctum's stillness, his voice a trem #ling note in the symphony of fate. "O Queen, a missive from the shadowed quarter. A seer of Eldoria awaits at the Vale of Embers Inn, bearing knowledge of the scorn cast up #on Prince Harry. Your guards stand ready for your decree." The tidings fell like a comet's spark into the darkness. Truth. Could it mend the riven threads of their bond, or bind them in deeper despair? Meghan's spirit stirred with fragile hope, though the sanctum's shadows seemed to weave a shroud about her. She lifted her gaze, her coronet a sigil of her resolve, and spoke with the weight of queeness. "Lead me to this seer." She glided through a hidden passage, her arbs a whisper of night upon the cold stone, each step a defiance of her sorrow. The carriage bore her swiftly through Valo Rum's frost-wreathed streets, past lanterns flickering like dying stars and stalls shuttered against the night. The clatter of hooves sang in harmony with her heart's unquiet rhythm. She recalled the dawn of their reign, Harry's bold spirit, their shared vision of a Valorum united, her oath to transcend her foreign blood. Yet the scanned #ulls, each a thread in the Starstone's shadowed fate, had bound her in #chains of doubt. The branding of Harry as Meghan's fool, woven by cruel tongues, had spun their love into a tale of fracture. The veil of embers in rose before her its ancient timbers aglow with ethereal light, the air thick with frost and the murmurs of secrets. Meghan drew her hood close, her steps swift as she wove through the tavern's haze, heedless of the gazes from those cradling their spiced wine. She as #nded the narrow stairs to the chamber named by The Herald, her heart a drumbeat of dread and hope. She thrust open the door without #oars. A figure stood by a hearth where embers danced like fallen stars, cloaked in obsidian silk, their visage veiled by a hood, their hands cradling a radiant talisman inscribed with runes of power. The chamber hummed with a stillness born of destiny, Harry's absence a wound in the very air. Meghan's soul quailed beneath the weight of their shared scorn. Her voice, sharp as a blade forged in starfire, clove the silence. You claim to hold the truth of the scorn heaped upon Harry. Speak, lest I deem these shadows but another deceit. The figure unveiled their face, veiling feet use carved by time's unyielding hand, their amethyst eyes gleaming with the light of distant stars. I am Silthera, they intoned, their voice a melody of ancient win #ds. I am a trut #binder of the veil, guardian of Valorum's sacred truths. I come to unveil the truth of the prince's Mokiri. Meghan's gaze sharpened, her voice kaveri #ing with the ache of loss. They name him a fool, a jest to my throne. The orbs scorn our love. What truth can mend this wound? Silthera lifted the talisman, its radiance sting shadows that danced like specters of forgotten gods. This is #Rithbinder's talisman, they declared. It reveals truths woven into the fabric of heart and crown. The scorn cast upon Harry was woven by a traitor, foretold by Desara, Vera, and their kin, who cast a spell to diminish him in the realm's eyes, seeking to break your bond and claim the Starstone. They drew forth a scroll #L, its edges rhymed with frost and pulsing with sigils of power. This scroll, wrested from the traitor's sanctum, unveils Des again, to mock Harry, isolate you, and seize the Starstone. He stands in Anglia, seeking the Vale's elders to break the spell and guard your child, the heir of Lig HT. Meghan's eyes flared, her voice breaking with hope and anguish. A spell. They scorned him to tear us apart, yet you say he fights for us. After the council's venom, the network's betrayal, and the orb's lies, how can I true #st this truth? Her heart, worn by sorrow, trembled with doubt. Had she misjudged the love that bound them? Silthera's amethyst eyes burned with unwavering resolve. The Starstone's crypt lies beneath the #palace, guarded by snares only a royal may unravel. The traitor knows you draw near their secret. You must enter the crypt to preserve Valorum, and Harry shall return and the spell is undone. Meghan #C her coronet, her duty a beacon in the #dark. Harry's scorn, the court's venom, her pain, they would bide. Valorum's fate hung in the balance. Lead on, she declared, her voice avow.as she departed the inn, the frost parted, revere #ling am un that cast shadows long and treacherous. The traitor lingered in the darkness, their visage #T veiled, but Meghan's will shone brighter than her sorrow. The Starstone, and Valorum's destiny, rested in her hands.